What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Mad Detail. Today we're going to be working on a completely trashed 2004 Chevy S10 that smells completely disgusting inside. And when I say trash, I mean literally trashed. This thing is full of garbage, dog hair, Cheetos, goldfish, and tons of other fun stuff, which will make some great before and after shots. So make sure you guys stick around for the whole video. But just take a quick second out, smash that subscribe button, and make sure to hit your notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any future details. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So to start off the interior detail, we're just going to start by getting all the garbage and moldy food out of here and throw it away in the trash. This thing smells completely disgusting. It's undescribable of how this thing smelled. This thing was sitting in the hot weather with tons of moldy food. Just look what I found in between the seat, a moldy burger patty. So completely disgusting. It's going to be a lot of work to get this thing clean and get it completely deodorized. So look forward to the rest of the video. So just when I thought I found the last bit of nastiness in this truck, look what I found in this cup. I don't even know what that is, don't want to know, but that is so nasty. So I'm going to be pulling the seats out for this detail, but I don't want to lay down in this moldy food and Cheeto dust. So I'm just going to get it all vacuumed, and surprisingly a lot of it did come up. So a lot of it was to the surface, but you guys will see in some later clips once I pull the seats out how embedded some of that Cheeto dust actually was, and it discolored the carpet orange in some spots. So pretty crazy. So after getting the seats pulled out, this is what I found underneath. Just have a quick look. So after getting everything out of the way, I'm just going to go over all the carpet surfaces with a nice thorough vacuum. So after getting all the larger debris out of the way with the rigid, I'm going to go ahead and take my toner door, velocity vac, and get all the deep embedded dog hair removed. Now when dealing with these short nap, short pile carpets, or a lot of people call them cheap carpets, this tool does a phenomenal job. I highly recommend it. It runs about 130 bucks on Amazon. If you're a weekend warrior, it's not really necessary, but if you're the kind of person that does a lot of professional detailing and a lot of pet hair removal like me, this will save you a lot of time. Now, I still agitate sometimes with pet hair brushes just to ensure everything is 100% gone, but this will get 99% of it all by itself without agitating. It is a really good tool with the right compressor and setup. I use a rigid vacuum and a Harbor Freight compressor. It's a 32 gallon. So that's a pretty good setup for me, but any compressor will do. It just, the amount of air you can use, you know, the air supply is really important, because if you're going to be using it for a long period of time, you got to wait for your compressor to charge up. So if you work out of a shop, I would highly recommend getting some, you know, over 20 gallons so you could really use this tool. But it's definitely worth the investment. It is a great tool overall, and I highly recommend it. So now that the vacuum is done and all the pet hair is removed, I'm going to go ahead and get some all-purpose cleaner diluted 6:1, along with a variety of different brushes and other tools, and go around all the panels and get them all nice and clean. So initially, when detailing interior, you always want to start from the headliner and work your way down if you're doing the headliner in the vehicle. On this one specifically, I could not do the headliner because it was sagging in a few spots, and I know these trucks and they always tend to sag after cleaning. So I try to avoid them unless they're in really good shape. This one was not. I did wipe over it a little bit with a microfiber towel and some APC, but I didn't want to actually agitate it and saturate it and risk it actually falling down later on. So one thing I always recommend is to stuff a couple of microfiber towels, as you guys can see what I did here, in the gauge cluster. We're all guilty of it. All us detailers done it before. I'm pretty sure one of you guys watching did it, and you're guilty of it as well. And that's spraying some chemical and getting it stuck behind the gauge cluster, staining the cluster and potentially damaging it. So that is a really big no-no in the detail world. So that's something you do not want to do. Also, I recommend cleaning the steering wheel very thoroughly, because it's the most dirty and touch parts of the vehicle, and it's one of the most viewed parts of the vehicle. So when you get in this car and that steering wheel has a little bit of crust on the buttons and a little here, a little there, looks super tacky, and it just looks like you got very lazy. So one more thing I want to recommend is always floss behind the steering wheel. That makes a big difference, and a lot of times when you turn that wheel, you can see a lot of junk and gunk stuck in between the cracks and crevices of that steering wheel. So always keep that in mind when cleaning a steering wheel and that area. So here I'm going to be using some pH balanced leather cleaner along with a soft bristle brush. I try to use pH balanced leather cleaners just so it doesn't fade the leather. I mean, you could get away with using APC sometimes, but a lot of times it discolors stuff, and it's just kind of unsafe. But here I'm using my McCulloch steamer as well, just to loosen up some of that deep embedded grime off the seat. While that's dwelling a little bit, I am going to go over the seat belt. I haven't seen any detailers across YouTube clean seat belts. I don't know for what reason why. I'm not trying to pick on anyone specific. I'm just saying, if you know, the seat belts are one of the dirtiest, nastiest parts of the car, so I always clean them in every vehicle. Also, the method I'm using here is I'm wrapping the microfiber towel around the steamer and just going over all the surface one more time with the steam, and then using the microfiber towel to wipe it all away, and some compressed air to blow everything out, all of those cracks and crevices. For the extraction process here, I'm going to be using my carpet solution along with a drill brush to get all agitated and then get it all extracted away. So there's a variety of different speeds on the clips here because I wanted to ensure you guys don't get bored of the same angle. I know you guys like to watch regular speed extractions, but on this spot alone I spend over 5 minutes on it, so these videos would be multiple hours long. I was thinking about doing a compilation later of extracting only, so let me know if you guys would like to see that. But I do have some of the nicer angles in regular speed, and then some I just do sped up. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please make sure before you leave just to hit that subscribe button, turn on your guys' notification bell, and leave this video a big thumbs up, which helps out a lot in this channel growing. You guys absolutely been killing it on the last 2 videos. I don't know how you got so popular overnight, but I'm very grateful and I really appreciate all your guys' support. So thank you guys so much for it. I really appreciate it. So make sure before you leave, click all them buttons. So quick tip I want to share with you guys real quick. When extracting, after agitating and all that, you only want to be using hot water in your extractor. You don't want to use carpet shampoos. Don't fall for it. That stuff is only if you're not going to be agitating and pre-treating the carpet, but I always pre-treat and agitate all of my carpets because I like to get the dirt lifted to the surface and get it all rinsed away with the extractor and vacuumed away as well. So it's almost like if you used to wash your clothes in a washing machine, and then on the final rinse cycle, if it was to use soap right at the last, it just wouldn't make sense. You wouldn't be able to see it, but there would be soap stuck in your clothes, and it would actually make them get dirtier because that cleaner attracts dirt. So something I just want to share with you guys. I used to be one of those guys too. I was like, yeah, what if I put some, soap in my extractor and make it extra strong? Don't do it. It makes too much foam, makes stains come up and harder to rinse away, and you'll never get them 100% clean. So just keep that in mind next time you're extracting some. So after letting this carpet dry, I went ahead and got my Stoner Trim Shine and applied it to all the plastics and panels and made sure it was totally covered, and then I'll get it all wiped away with a nice microfiber towel and get it a nice satin finish. As for the leather portions of the truck, I'm going to be using some Grille's Garage leather conditioner along with a microfiber applicator pad. I'm just going to rub it into the surface, let it dwell for a little bit, and then wipe it away with a nice microfiber towel. So here I'm going to be trying this product for the first time, which is Meguiar's non-acid wheel and tire cleaner, and I'll let you guys know what I thought of it in the later clips. So as you guys can see here, I went over that rim twice and I revisited it because I wasn't happy with the result I got, and went over the white letters and the wheels with my acid-based wheel cleaner. There was just a lot of deep embedded brake dust that was not coming off with the Meguiar's non-acid wheel cleaner. And just take a look here of the barrel of the rim that I actually done twice with the Meguiar's. Just didn't come out completely clean. You guys will see once I rinse it off how different and much brighter the white letters came out with my acid-based cleaner. And in the next clip, I'm going to show you guys a close-up of acid. Also in my pump sprayer, I'm going to be using some super clean, non-diluted, just because I wasn't too happy with the results I was getting with the Meguiar's cleaner alone on the tires. So I did give it a boost with some super clean. As you guys could tell, I spent a long time on this rim, and still there was a lot of embedded brake dust that was not loosening up. So I had to bring out some acid and save the day with that. I'm not totally in love with this product, but I don't hate it neither. I think it's a very good product for very sensitive rims. A lot of more expensive vehicles, or vehicles that have, that don't get this dirty. But it is not my favorite product, and I think the super clean along with a acid-based wheel cleaner is the way to go when you have these rusted style deep embedded brake dust rims. But the acid and super clean made easy work of it, and that's what I used on this wheel, and I was done in no time. So here I'm going to be using some super clean non-diluted on the bed liner along with a stiff bristle brush to get it all agitated and power washed away. So it's kind of hard to tell in the video because the truck is green, but it has a ton of mold and algae buildup all over the paint surfaces on this truck. So I went ahead and took some super clean, diluted 5 to 1, and I'm going to be power washing that away and get all pre-rinsed and ready for a wash. So my choice of wash soap for this truck is going to be some Chemical Guys Honeydew Snow Foam. This stuff is awesome. I usually don't dilute my car shampoo, but with this stuff I literally diluted it like 80% water and the rest soap, and it made really thick foam, which is something I normally don't do. So enjoy. So here I'm just going to take a detail brush and go over all the tight, small spaces and nooks and crannies to make sure I don't miss any spots with the wash mitt. As you guys can see here, I'm going kind of fast for slow-mo. So basically what happened was I got some foam on my camera and then end up flicking the button and putting it to 2 times the speed. So end up being in the, I guess, sped up instead. So kind of ruined the whole slow-mo effect, but hope you guys still enjoyed it. So here I just foamed the truck one more time, and I took my clay bar, and I'm just going to go over all the paint surfaces to make sure there is no surface bonded contaminants and dirt embedded into this paint before getting it all polished. So if you guys see me deliberately spraying off the stripe, it was because I'm actually restriping this truck. It came with a factory specific stripe to this truck, so I couldn't get the original stuff, but I thought it would look a lot better if we was to restripe it, and they thought so as well. So here I'm going to be using a 3M eraser wheel along with just a regular plug-in drill. I'm just going to get all the rest of the stripe off on both sides, and then get all the remaining glue wiped away with some solvent. So after getting the stripe removed, I'm going to go ahead and removing the grill to get it refinished, as you guys see in some later clips. So here we're just removing the running boards just because they were missing some of the step pads and they were kind of rusted out. So we just decided to totally do away with them. So here I'm going to clean up some of those paint chips and refinish this bumper with some 320 grit sandpaper and a DA. Just get it all scuffed away and leveled out, and then get it reprimed and touch up with some black paint. So here I'm using some Duplicolor wax and grease remover and a new microfiber towel. I'm just going to get it all sprayed away and make sure there's no wax or oil left on this bumper. And I know what you guys are thinking, and to answer your question, no, I didn't spray black paint right over wet primer. I actually just let the primer sit for a few hours and then got it scuffed with a scuff pad and then touched it up with some black paint. So as you guys can notice, there's a couple of dents in this bumper. I wasn't about to refinish it with body filler and all that. Just want to make it look a little bit cleaner and touch up some of those rusted paint chips. So I think it looks a lot better than what it was. And for the grill, I got it all tack clouded and wax grease removed, and then just touched it up with some charcoal gray paint that was very similar to the color that was on it, as well as the fender flares. So to get some of those scratches removed and get this paint looking nice and fresh again, I'm going to be using some Meguiar's DA correction compound along with a orange cut pad by Grille's Garage. So before getting the paint polished, I'm going to go ahead and apply the stripe back on the truck because I don't want any of those oils to get underneath and potentially not let the stripe bond properly. So I did wipe it down there with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then I'm just going to be applying the stripe and trying to mimic the original style they put on this truck. So as for the polish, I'm going to be using the Meguiar's Finish Wax, and this is D301. So this is, if you guys read here, it's specially formulated to go on top of the DA correction compound. So I know it actually says wax on the bottle, and a lot of people's like, wax after compound, you're not supposed to do that, and I know that. This is more of a polish slash wax. It's a pretty good little system. I mean, it's nowhere near paint correction. It takes nowhere near as long, but it does provide some pretty good results, as you guys see later on. You get about 70% of defects out without having to spend a ton of time, and it does a pretty good job on some of these older vehicles that you don't want to put a $3,000 paint correction on, and if you're not getting paid for it, it makes a big difference. But as you guys will see in the later clips, it does provide a really nice shine. It does a really great job. And as for the exterior, I'm going to be using some Stoner Trim Shine, and I got this asked a couple of times, so I want to answer it for you guys. A couple of people's like, what do you do with the overspray that goes on the body after Trim Shine? And I simply just get microfiber towels and wipe all the overspray off the body, and then I finish up my paint all the time with a spray wax, so it clears up any of the residue from this product. And I got asked why don't I like 303. I do use 303 aerospace sometimes, but on really dull faded plastic, it just doesn't give it that pop and shine that I like. So this does a great job of bringing that back and just giving the trim a really nice supple finish. And to dress the tires today, we're going to be using some Meguiar's Hyper Dressing. And here I'm going to be using some Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Wax to finish off this paint and give it that nice pop. So to get the glass looking nice and crystal clear, I'm going to be using some Stoner Invisible Glass along with a few microfiber towels. So just over 22 hours on this detail, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the video so far. We're about 40 minutes in, and in the next clip you guys will see the final results. Enjoy. Okay guys, just about to approach the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for the whole video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys. You guys been killing it in the last 2 videos. So make sure to hit that subscribe button just before you leave. Turn the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you enjoyed the content, please go ahead and leave it a big thumbs up. It's highly appreciated. I will see you guys in the next one.